So happy December 11th. Wanted to jump in here real quick. One of my favorite things to trade is SPX, aka S&P 500, aka SPY, depending on which one of those variants you want to choose. And one of the other neat things that I've done with SPX is you can get trade signals through our academy for SPX, which you can convert over to S&P 500, which you can use then in turn to help you pass a funded challenge or just make money. So let me show you today's aka SPX slash S&P 500 trade idea, and I'll tell you exactly how I set it up to use these trade ideas to pass a funded challenge. And it goes like this. Right, let me share my chart. So this was today's trade idea. It was dropped at 8:23 a.m. Central Standard Time. The trade triggered at 8:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it took off. You can see there was no drawdown at all. There's like none at all. I recommend when setting the stop loss on these, because the stop loss isn't set with these, I would recommend setting a stop loss at 0.5%. I'm talking strictly on passing a challenge using the SPX, aka S&P 500 trade ideas that are given out, and they're usually given out 2 or 3 times a week. So there's your biggest challenge. Oh, I don't give them out. Okay, whatever, right? So entered here, went up to TP4. I would recommend you track these as these trade ideas drop so you know which target profit level you want to get out. So target profit 1, you can see here's the entry point was 6070. TP1 was at 6075, 2 was at 80, 3 was at 85, 4 was at 90, and 5 was at 95. And I recommend setting a stop loss at 0.5% inside of your trading software. So whatever you're trading, if you're doing the Funder Pro challenge, of course, you'd be using Trade Locker. You can set that up, and I've actually done a video on how to do that. So here's what happened. Triggered at 8:45, took up, hit TP1 right here at 9:05 a.m. It hit TP2 literally 5 minutes later. It was just rolling. It hit TP2 right here 5 minutes later. Took off, bam, bam, bam. It hit TP3 at 10:35, so it took a little, slowed down a little bit. It came up here, then it did a little bit of pullback, right? Came back down here to the TP1 area, hung out, and then did basically a retest. Came up, retested again, broke through, and headed up and hit TP3 right here at about 10:35 a.m. Did a little bit of retest here, pulled back a little bit, and then hit TP4 and did make it all the way to TP5. So moral of the story here, if you just entered this trade and didn't pay attention to it and just set TP5, you would have lost a lot of money because it pulled back down here, or you set a trailing stop loss. So as this moves up, your stop loss. The biggest challenge is if you don't set your trailing stop loss right here. So for example, if you left the stop loss exactly here and this all moves up, the stop loss is going to come up here. Your stop loss might have been hit way down here. Not a bad deal, but you would have basically been, you would have made a little bit of money, right? Because you would have made the money in the green. However, you've got to pay attention to this. I would recommend tracking these at least running up to TP1. So let's do a little bit of math. If you're trading a $100,000 account, I'm not talking about anything under $100,000. I'm talking about doing a funded challenge, $100,000 or higher challenge. If you have one lot size set, one lot would have been $500. So for each one of these target profits, it would have been 500, 500, 500, 500. So if you manage to pull off all 4, 500 times 4 is $2,000 before fees, right? If you do a half a lot, it's $250 per target profit area. And if you did a quarter of a lot, it'd be $125. And of course, if any smaller lots than that, of course, the earnings would be lower. So what does this mean? This means if you copied these trade ideas, right, and you took them, just say to TP1 on a regular basis, that would be $500. You need $10,000 to pass a challenge, which means if you did $1,000, you would do 10 of these trades. If you do $500, you would need 20 of these trades. The biggest challenge that I've seen a lot of people is they're going to do something crazy like put in 4 lots to try and pass the challenge in a day. Well, you can't pass the challenge in a day because they won't let you. You have to trade for a minimum, I believe at least, it says a minimum 1 trading day, but you can't pass the challenge in 1 day. You have to have at least 3 days averaged out. So say, for example, the first day you did 2,500, the next day you did 2,500, the next day you did 2,500, you'd be able to pass the challenge because you had 2, 4, 6, 7, no, you actually have to have a 4th day as well in there to be able to equal out at 33% because they have a consistency rule of 45%. If you want to learn more about the funded challenge, let me know, go through that. But I wanted to show you this. There was zero drawdown in this trade. It opened, it took straight off, went all the way up to here. This is something you can monitor. You can watch this on your phone. You can close the trade when you get to your target profit area. This is something you decide to do. You want to enroll into the trading classes I recommend, so you can learn the basics on how to take these trade ideas, enter them right into your trading software. Specifically, if you're going to pass a challenge, enter them into your trading software, and you are off and running. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number should pop up right here on the bottom of the screen somewhere, 314-498-7688. I can show you everything you need to do. There's also going to be a resource that's going to pop up right here. You can go to this website right here that's actually in the description in the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to the website, and I've got a list of resources and a video on there that walks you exactly through on how to take trade ideas and enter them into your trading software and pass a funded challenge if that's so. If you don't want to pass a funded challenge, or maybe you've got a lot of money and you just want to get some trade ideas, you can do that as well. Again, if you have any questions, feel free just to shoot me a message. Text me first. If I don't know, you got to text me, 314-498-7688, and I will get back to you. Make sure you tell me who you are, ask you a question, and then we can set up a time to either just text back and forth, get on a phone call, or do a Zoom, whatever works out best. I look forward to helping you pass your funded challenge.